George Washington really relied on Martha Washington, first during the war and then when he became the first president. During the war, he begged her to come to camp. And think about it, it was incredibly dangerous. She had to travel over horrible roads. She was a prime target for hostage taking, and the British did take Patriot wives as hostages. And of course, she was the chief Patriot wife. And then she'd get to camp and have to spend the winter in a miserable army camp. And not only was she sacrificing along with the soldiers, but she was also having to entertain people who came to see what Lady Washington looked like. So she was very important in the camp as a figure of love and sacrifice. People talked about how she was busy all the time. The soldiers adored her. They would cheer when she'd come to camp. Lady Washington is here. Part of it was that she was bringing goodies from Mount Vernon, one of the many contributions of African Americans to the revolutionary cause. So she was very key to the whole question of keeping the army together and making the soldiers feel like they were respected as part of a bigger family. She also then when Washington became president, she had to create the entire description of First Lady. What was that? And she wrote at one point that she felt like a chief state prisoner, which of course most First Ladies have also felt. But she had to create a court that was both regal enough to be respected by the courts of Europe and Republican enough to be respected by the Americans who had just overthrown a monarchy. And that was a very difficult line to have to walk, and there were times that she chafed against it, but she always did her duty, and she was very, very clear about that.